What's going on, my natives? It's your man Dalen here, and today I'm going to teach you how to take your editing from 0 to 100 real quick, using the best keyboard shortcuts and mapping them to the best place on your keyboard. This does work best if you have a keyboard with a number pad, but if you just have a laptop, that's just fine too. I did learn these techniques when I was daily vlogging on YouTube, so stay tuned if you want to see how to do this. Alright, so let's just dive right on in. What you're first going to want to do is go to Premiere Pro CC up in the top, click on keyboard shortcuts, or else Command-Shift-K opens up the same window. Once you're in there, you're going to see it's set up as Adobe Premiere Pro default. Now these are the standard keyboard shortcuts that Premiere Pro just comes with when you open it. The ones that you want to pay attention to, these are the names of them, is 1, Add Edit, Ripple Trim Previous to Playhead, and Ripple Trim Next to Playhead. Those are the 3 that you're going to want to use and learn how to use because they will save you so much time, it's not even funny. When you're editing daily vlogs, time is of the essence. I had a midnight uploading schedule and it was just a nightmare trying to get it done in time. I'm going to show you how to map them first. If you notice Q and W on here, those are ripple trim. So when I click on it, down here it tells you what that they are. The key Q has this one here, trim previous, edit to playhead. Now what that does is if you have an edit in your footage and you go along your timeline, you click that button and it'll snap everything that's in between and it'll just disappear. So let me tell you how that's useful. When you're editing your voice and you stop talking and there's just dead space there, instead of going cut, click, delete, or else cut, ripple trim, delete, you just hit that button once, it cuts it and deletes it like that in one click. And the other key that I'm going to teach you next to playhead does the same thing but in the opposite direction. So let me just show you how that works. That might be a little confusing. The way I map these keys out is like this. I have it set to YouTube up here under my keyboard layout. And notice to the right here on my number pad. Number 1, 2, 3 is mark in, mark out, and insert. That's in point, out point, and insert. We'll discuss that another time. The ones you want to pay attention to is number 4, add edit. Number 5, ripple trim previous to playhead. Ripple trim next edit to playhead. And the next 2, which I set to 8 and 9, and you can set to whatever you want, is zoom in and out. So if you want to set these keyboard shortcuts, let's just go back to the standard one here. Just type in here, add edit. Command K is the regular shortcut and just click and drag that sucker to where you want it to go. I like it on number 4. And then from there, you're gonna wanna go ripple, trim, edit to playhead. That I wanna go on number 6 because that trims everything to the right. Previous trims everything to the left. So you want the keys to match the way the trim is gonna go. Map previous to playhead at number 5. And now we'll also put the zoom buttons in there. Zoom. Zoom in, I put on 9. And zoom out, I put on 8. Now why I do this, on my actual keyboard, I just rest my hand with these 3 buttons right here, 4, 5, and 6. Add edit, trim before, trim after, zoom in, zoom out. So my hand always just stays right there. When I'm cutting footage, I don't even use my mouse, I just use that. And note that the up and down keys on your keyboard are always mapped to go to the beginning of the clip and to the end of the clip. So if you click up, it takes you right back to the beginning of that clip, and if you click down, it'll take you to the end of that clip. So those are also useful, and those just come standard, and I never change those. So now that we have all these keys assigned, we can start editing. If you're on a laptop, I also have these 3 keys mapped to comma, period, and backslash. A lot of people will probably object to that because those are important keys to have, but if you want, you can put the add edit key to where insert is, ripple trim to overwrite, and ripple trim next to mark selection. It's the same thing. The 3 buttons and the 3 keys are all in the same spot. It's just on a different keyboard layout. So let's just dive right in and let me show you how this works. Now you'll see down here, I've got a little video clip here of me doing a vlog that I just posted. I don't know how to say it, like it's almost like a test or like an experiment, I guess. So you see those gaps in my voice there where I forgot what I was going to say. So right here. It's like a test or like an experiment. So we want to cut that whole section out. We want to cut the blank space out before, the words so that I messed up, the blank space after the words I messed up, and go right to here. An experiment, I guess. So if you want to do that, at the end of this pot, hit the number 4 that we just mapped our keyboard to on the number pad. See how it adds the edit there? Now that cuts there. And here's what the number 5 does now. You'll notice that little gap between my playhead here and the edit that I just made. this stuff in here will disappear if we hit number 5. See? I'll undo that with Command Z. So anywhere you hit number 5, it'll cut everything back to that last edit that you just made. So you can go all the way down here, hit number 5, and it deletes all that to the last edit that you just made. So this is great if you're doing jump cuts in your voice or if you forget what you're saying like I did this time. And you can do this in real time while it's playing. That's the best part, is as the playhead goes along and plays your clip, you can just tap the buttons and it'll cut as it plays. It's amazing. Let me show you how I cut this using just the spacebar and those 3 buttons. Now I'm hitting the spacebar because once you hit number 5 and you ripple trim back to your last edit, it pauses playback, so you hit the spacebar to make it continue playing. So just watch. I don't know how to say it, like a cut. It's almost like a test or like a 5. See? Now I'm with, I don't know how to say it, like an experiment, I guess. So yeah. Even that breath right here, you can hear that. I don't want that there, so I'll just, an experiment, I guess. 4, 5. So yeah, I don't know how to say it, like an experiment, I guess. So yeah, that's what we're up to. Now what number 6 does is the same thing, but in the opposite direction. So let me just show you how that works. Let's just say we have an edit right here, because we know that's the best next part. That's the rest of the sentence where I stop messing it up. And so we go back here to where we say, I don't know how to say it, like a... Now right here, if I press 6, it'll close that gap. I don't know how to say it, like an experiment, I guess. It's the same effect on either side. So as your footage plays along, you can just cut like a madman and just get rid of all the gaps, all your breaths, all the places where you forgot to say what you were gonna say. And that's just one use for this. That's just one. I got another really cool use for this technique to show you as well. When you're doing this editing, you know, I'm actually at a very good zoom level right now, but we have 8 and 9 mapped to be zoom in and out. So if I press 9, you can zoom right in, press 8, zoom out. My fingers aren't even leaving that spot on my number pad, in and out, right? So if you're way in there and you need to get a real precise edit, you can zoom way in, you know, go frame by frame and just trim either side with 5 and 6 to get it perfect to where you want it to be. We'll come all the way over here because we wanted to start where the wavelengths are, hit 5, gets rid of all that. Now it's tight as it can possibly get. I don't know how to say it, like an experiment, I guess. See? So that's how I utilize this tool for speedy YouTube edits. Now, with the same technique, I'll show you another way to cut to music, and this saves me a colossal amount of time. We're gonna cut this footage to the part where he's wrapping the bib around the guy's neck. And what you're gonna wanna do is just let the footage play through and listen to the beat. And when you hear the part of the beat you wanna cut to, you're gonna wanna get your playhead over it and hit the number 4 to make a cut. Now before you do that, make sure you lock your audio track. If you don't lock it, it's gonna cut with your video footage. So go to the little lock there on the left side, lock that sucker so that when you make an edit, it doesn't do anything to the audio. So you don't fall out of sync and have gaps in your music and stuff. We'll just let it play and listen for that first part where we wanna cut to the beat. There it was. I wanna go to the tsh, tsh, tsh. So you'll hear it? Alright, so that first one's right here where that audio peaks. Right here, because I saw it while I was playing back, so we'll cut there. Right there. Hit the 4 button and zoom out. If you press the right button, it moves your playhead over by 1 frame at a time. If you hold shift, it moves it by 5 at a time. So what I do is that once I make my edit, I hold shift and I zoom down until I find another part of good video footage where it's a nice enough of a gap for the cut to look good. Hit 5. So now it looks like this. So now I'll keep doing that until it looks good. Watch how quickly I can do this. I won't even do it in a time lapse. Now you got something that looks like this. That just took me a few seconds to get 5 cuts in there, perfectly timed to the beat. It used to take me forever before I knew this kind of technique. You just do that over and over again, cutting other shots, you know, and you gotta cut to the beat real quick, man, I'm telling you. And to rap music where there's just like loud snares and heavy bass, and you can really read the wavelengths, so much easier. This actually was not a good track to pick because there's so much going on with all the instruments and stuff in this song. That's the other way I like to utilize this tool. It really helps me because I've done a lot of stuff in my vlogs where I shoot at slow motion at 120 frames per second. I want to cut that to the beat to make it look dope, and I was like, I need a way to speed this up because I can't edit till midnight every day when I'm daily vlogging. That's insane. So that's that. That's how I utilize those keyboard shortcuts. I'll teach you more about the keyboard shortcuts down the road, but these are definitely the things that'll speed you up the most when it comes to YouTube, because speed is of the essence, because making YouTube videos is hard, people. It's not easy. If it was, everyone would be doing it. And this will really help improve your speed, and speed means you have more time, and if you have more time, that means you have more time to make more videos. So, and if you're having a hard time remembering these keyboard shortcuts or how to utilize them, you can buy sticker packs off Amazon or whatever, where it just like, you know, gives you the standard keyboard shortcuts like all over your keys and maps them exactly what the default is. One thing that I learned that a good friend taught me when I first learning how to edit, he was actually a sound engineer, and what he does is take post-it notes and put them all around his screen, all the way around, with the keyboard shortcuts written on them. So he has them all over his screen, and as he memorizes them, he tears it off. So he memorizes one of them, and he just never forgets it. He tears it off. He remembers that one, tears it off. So that he's got these ridiculous looking post-it notes all over his screen, and it looks hideous, and he wants them gone, so it forces him to remember. And if that doesn't quite work for you, it's simple enough to just take a piece of tape, put it on your key, and write down a shortcut or a function or some kind of thing to help you remember as to what exactly it does. That's what I did. I just used tape. Now I've got this locked in my brain like a steel trap. I don't even need to think about it. It's just natural to me. I've done so many videos like this that it's just super easy. I know it's a fairly simple tutorial, but it is my first of many Pro Tools, many Adobe tutorials. I got lots to teach and definitely lots to learn. You know, I'm learning stuff every day when it comes to watching YouTube videos. I watch lots of YouTubers who do tutorials, so I learn lots, like a lot. I just want to share some of that knowledge with you. This is definitely the one thing that I found that really helped me out the most, and I think I learned this from Ben Brown, the daily vlogger, but he used Q and W. I didn't even know what those keys did until he showed me, and I was like, oh, and a light bulb went off in my head, and I mapped them to the number pad, and I just 0 to 100. So I just wanted to say thank y'all for watching. Throw me a thumbs up if you like this tutorial. Tweet me some suggestions at Dalen Gerard. Subscribe for a fantastic time, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Have a good one. Peace. So, again? No! The last 3 words! Day 2. Take 26. Really? Take 976. I've had it. This is ridiculous. I'm never gonna get this right. I'm drinking Perrier and a Perrier's.